Leaving Canada in 2025 was possibly the worst mistake of my life. I was stuck in a dead-end wage slavery job for a long time. I have a background in the military, Canadian Armed Forces, and security, and I left because of how badly managed the CAF is. Tried to find work in the civilian sector, found a nice job. 2020 came around, lockdown started, lost everything. For a long time, I couldn't find any work, anything. And I was applying to jobs that were beneath me. Eventually, I did find a position doing lawn care work, just basic landscaping. And it was only supposed to be temporary for me, but that's what I stuck with. For 4 years, over 4 years, I was in this position where I'm making my boss probably $300,000 a year, and I was making so little that my family was under the poverty line. I'm married with 2 children, and we couldn't even afford rent. I think a lot of Americans don't understand what it's like to be Canadian. During the big coof, the 2020 pandemic, every single branch of government, every level of government, was in ideological lockstep. So they shut down everything. My career was ended because of a lack of government funding, despite it being a critical sector. And every action they did, they can blame it on the virus, but every action they did was the worst choice they could have made. If you prioritize the well-being of the citizens, the worst decision you could have made. In response, there was the Freedom Convoy, the trucker convoy, the Freedom Protest, right? In Ottawa, Canada's capital. And I never went. I went to an overpass where they drove under us, but I never felt so patriotic. I wore the uniform, but I never felt any sort of patriotism then. So even though I never went to the capital, that didn't stop the Trudeau government from authorizing the banks to freeze my bank account for almost a month. And I couldn't pay my credit card, I couldn't access my funds, because when you put money into a bank account, it's not your money anymore. You've given the bank a very low interest loan. So there has been so much hardship that I've had to go through, my family has had to go through. It's not just Trudeau, right? The finance minister, Freeland, the second in command there, wanted to deploy tanks against the convoy, and just the Premier Ford, who's Ontario's governor, the choices that he made are not conservative in nature, and again, in lockstep with the government, the federal government. So in Canada, there aren't any jobs. Every job you see on Indeed, posted online, the jobs bank, they're not real. Every position from entry-level burger flipper to a professional role, they're ghost job postings that employers put on there so they can turn to the government and say, we can't find anyone. They just ignore everyone who's applied. Can't find anyone. And then they hire someone directly from India. And the government subsidizes their wages. You can actually see online which businesses have done this. I was shocked to see in my hometown. There have been quite a few. Beyond just Tim Hortons, but like dentists. Other positions like this. In the States, if you want to work, you can find jobs. Essentially, since 2020, the government has had both feet on the accelerator, and I couldn't afford rent. I couldn't provide for my family. I'm applying for all these jobs. I'm landing job interviews occasionally in the field that I was in before, and I was very candid with them that I've had interviews with police agencies, for example, and they tell me that I would not be moving forward because of my appearance, because I am the wrong demographic. As a straight white male, I don't represent my local community. And how do you ever recover from that? So I come here to the States, visiting my in-laws for the holidays, and I see that there's a future here, there's hope. I talk to people, and the struggles that I've had to go through are unique to Canada in so many ways. Maybe Europe as well is affected by this kind of thing, Australia, New Zealand, but I come here and I have made more connections in the United States in less than 6 months than I have my entire life in Canada. And so I decided, after seeing how good it was here, that I would be making the change. I applied for my green card. It has not been easy. When you submit the application and you prepay the fee, thousands of dollars, and you do everything to the best of your ability, and then they send a rejection or a request for further evidence, and what they're asking for, you've already provided. Stuff like that. Since we've been here, we're staying with a family member of my wife's, and initially they said you could set up shop here. So I paid for a tiny home that would be delivered here, and I would build it myself. Since we've been here, they've said, no, you're not building anything here. This family member has been charging us over $900 US in rent each month, which is probably what, $1,350, $1,400 Canadian? While my wife has not found work yet, I can't work yet, our 2 children can't work. It's been a challenge, and you would think that you would make an exemption for family, but since I've been here in the States, I've heard different things from different people. It's funny how about half of the people here are making 51st state jokes, and the other half are asking, why would I ever come here when Canada is so much better? And the free healthcare and all these other lies, these misnomers. At the end of the day, regardless of what the administration is here, and the additional challenges that it is to be a legal immigrant here, going through the legal process, there's hope. I am meeting with people really high up with certain companies and departments that I've been looking into, and they want me. I have police chiefs and fire chiefs, fire marshals contacting me one-on-one saying, we would love to hire you. I'm not there yet. And it's probably going to take at least a year to get my green card. Sooner to get work authorization, but it is, I have conflicting feelings on it. Because on the one hand, it's nice to be appreciated. In Canada, I felt, in my age, being a little bit older than 20, that I wasn't qualified to hold a broom. I was getting passed over for working part-time at McDonald's. And then I come here and I have not even recruiters, but chiefs. People from all different levels of city government saying that they would love to hire me. I just need a state driver's license. I just need, the work authorization. I just need a green card. I just need citizenship, depending on all these jobs, but they're eager to have me. And I don't know how to feel about it. For the first time, I've felt hope. I've never felt hope in Canada, ever. In school, grade school, high school, college, university, the workplace, the military, I never felt hope. And now I finally feel it. The struggle is, it's not just me that I'm taking care of, right? I'm taking care of my wife and our 2 young children. If it was just me, I could just be a vagabond. I could live out of my car. I could go to the gym and shower there, get a workout and shower. We could go to the library and print off a bunch of resumes and charge my phone there and do whatever I had to do. And just really focus on the grind and be fine in a sleeping bag when it gets cold. To have this tiny home that I can't access, that I've paid tens of thousands of dollars for, and I can't even have it built yet. Can't even receive the delivery yet. So I'm looking at buying land. Just some undeveloped, unimproved land that I can set this up. But I can't even qualify for that without a social security number. And my wife's credit is not good. So she can't qualify for a mortgage. I don't know if you could qualify for a mortgage for undeveloped land. Or if there needs to be a house, right? So, leaving Canada was a painful but necessary step to support my family. And there's so many opportunities here that I found. I had no idea what kind of supports would be in place. I had no idea even the volunteering opportunities that were here that I would have to fight for tooth and nail to get in Canada, to be able to just volunteer my time and my blood, sweat, and tears. There's growth opportunities here. There is no upward mobility in Canada. It's just a matter of getting through this transition period and doing whatever has to be done to provide for your family. And in Canada, I just felt like it couldn't be done. My wife, my American wife, came up to Canada and tried the whole permanent residency route. And it seems like if you're from certain countries, it's streamlined for you. But for her, they rejected her. They made her go back. We had to reapply. All this nonsense. It took years for her to get her permanent residency. And she still, to this day, does not have her social insurance number. She still can't even legally work. And so to have these 2 young kids, and I've always been the breadwinner, the crouton winner in Canada, and now she has to work, and I am going to be the stay-at-home dad until I have my legal work authorization. It's been a kind of change-up, but we're getting through it. Anyway, taking it day by day, and I'm more than happy to reveal everything that I've been up to once I feel it's safe to do so. Thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe, comment. It really helps me get the channel going. I have nothing but time now. I've been really busting my ass trying to get something established here, but it's kind of like the military. You hurry up and wait. Catch you next time.